Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I wanted to do something a little bit different. As we can see, we are outdoors, which is very fitting for this topic today. I'm going to be showing you guys my kind of cool and somewhat crazy pets. Ever since I was young, I've always loved animals. When I was growing up, I grew up with about probably the most animals I've ever had was like 10 or 12 at once. Since then, it hasn't been too much since obviously, you know, the circle of life. I definitely still have a huge place in my heart for animals. So today I will be showing you guys my animals and the animals that I currently have and kind of giving you some facts and some little cool things to know about. Let's just get started. Okay, so the first animal that I will be showing you is my leopard gecko. This is Effie, and Effie has a gender neutral name because when we adopted her, we weren't sure really what gender she was, and that's common with a lot of reptiles. It is obviously not very clear whether reptiles are male or female, but a good way to check is seeing its underbelly, and if it has 2 glands protruding, it's a male, and if it has nothing, it is female. There's no visible glands on Effie, so we can just assume that she's a female. Not 100% sure though, but that's just what it is. Leopard geckos are called leopard geckos because of the clear markings on their back. Now, as we can see, geckos have a raised skin. They're very, I would describe it as bumpy, not too scaly, more like bumps, and they have a distinguished spotty skin, which makes them different as opposed to the Geico gecko or another type of gecko. We can clearly see that this is a leopard gecko, hence the spots. We can also tell that this is a leopard gecko because they have a distinct smile. Now, a lot of people have seen leopard geckos probably, and we can kind of refer to them as the leopard gecko because of this distinct smile that they have. So the leopard gecko is found in the wild. It is found in Southeast Asia or Afghanistan, but you can't find them in the wild in the United States. If you do want to adopt a leopard gecko, just go to your local PetSmart. And leopard geckos eat usually crickets, mealworms, things of that sort, so you could also find in your local PetSmart. Taking care of a leopard gecko is pretty easy. I mean, for a beginner animal caregiver, you can definitely handle, if you want to start kind of smaller. I think geckos in general are very easy to take care of. As we can see, Effie does not have a tail, and this is very important to note out because we didn't cut it off, nothing like that happened. What happened was Effie felt very attacked. So when a reptile feels attacked by a predator, it will pretty much lose its tail on its own. The tail will act as almost like a defense mechanism. So if they see a predator and they see that it's coming towards them, they want to, you know, distract them, so the tail will come off and act as another animal, and this will help them escape. So Effie definitely felt threatened in the moment. Again, we're not sure really why she lost it, but that's just how she came, and I think she's perfect the way she is. Usually leopard geckos live up to 15 years, 12 to 15 years. Effie is about 7 or 8. We're not really too sure, but the oldest that a gecko has lived up to is around 30 years old, which is a really long time. If you're in for the long haul, you might want to consider a gecko because they do live a longer lifespan as opposed to other reptiles. That's our friend Effie, and she wants to leave off with a nice smile. So there she is. And yeah, thanks for joining us today. So the next animal that I will be focusing on, I'm not going to spend too much time on this animal because it is another gecko, and this particular gecko is a little bit jumpy, so we're not going to keep her out too long. But this is the crested gecko, and it is commonly known as the eyelash gecko because, as we can see, we're just going to focus right on in here. She has these beautiful eyelashes, which makes her very unique and different from a lot of other geckos. And we can also tell, might be a little hard to see, but there's beautiful, almost eyelash kind of markings on her entire body, and she's this beautiful kind of coppery brown color. So this is Kiwi, and she was given to us by my dear cousin Alexa, who could not keep her when she moved into her new apartment. So thank you, Alexa. Kiwi, we don't know Kiwi's exact age. Out again, maybe 6 or 7 years old. Again, I'm not gonna repeat myself, but they're pretty much the same as a leopard gecko. They live up to 12 to 15 years, but the only difference really is where they are originally from. The first sightings of the crested gecko were found on an archipelago called New Caledonia in the, well, I was just bit. That was not very nice. This one, again, is very jumpy, and she doesn't like to be held clearly. I'm pretty sure that this is a female as well, because there's no protruding glands that can be seen to the eye. I think that's enough spotlight for Kiwi. This is my second gecko, and this is, I just have Kiwi and Effie. And yeah, but I think she has a really, really great color. I think that she does not want to be in the camera anymore, so we're gonna go on to the next animal now. Okay, so my next animal is part of the reptile family as well. This one is actually a personal favorite of mine because I have had this type of animal ever since I was young. So this bad boy right here is a bearded dragon. He is adult size, so he's not gonna get much bigger than this. They live up to 12 to 14 years, so he's about 8 years old right now. So he's pretty adult, and I don't really think he's gonna ever grow anymore. But the cool thing about bearded dragons is that they are diurnal, which means that they are awake during the day and they sleep at night, just like humans do. Geckos that we saw before are nocturnal, which means that they sleep during the day and they're up and about at night. So that's what's pretty cool about a bearded dragon, is that he is totally awake right now, and just like me and you, he is ready to go for the day, and he's gonna pass out at night just like all of us. Bearded dragons are found in the wild. They are found in warm climates in Australia. They also like to be up high. So they are, you know, they love the sun. They love to be warm, hot temperatures. So it's really important to keep a hot lamp in your cage with your bearded dragon. I believe bearded dragons are a really, really great pet to have. Super friendly animals. They love humans, and they just are overall a really, really cool pet to have. I'm pretty sure that this bearded dragon is a male. He's a little bit fussy today, but I don't know if you could tell. He has the 2 protruding glands, which means that he is a male. Funny story, we thought we got him as a female, we thought, because when we picked him up from the pet store, he didn't have the glands because he was just a baby. So we named her Penny, but now since he's a male, we just call him Lincoln. So there you go, a little fun fact of the day. I love bearded dragons also because they have a beautiful markings on their backs, and they almost look like spikes. And we can also see the really, really protruding spikes over at the side. And he's really good right now. He's usually a little bit fussy because we don't hold him as much as we should. If you hold a bearded dragon and you interact with it and you play with it, he can like rest on your shoulder, he can rest on your lap, rest in your hands, but he's actually acting really, really good. As I said, that he's starting to act out right now. And overall, you could also see on the side of his face, we have the ears. Now, with most reptiles, their ears are located on the sides of their face, and there are these little holes right here. So he has 1 and 1. Also, another characteristic of a male and female is that their tails, the male tails are a lot thicker than the female tails. And you're gonna see that also with a lot of reptiles. We're gonna let them go, but before I do, I wanted to show you guys how they eat. This is a mealworm. This is a common snack for reptiles, especially bearded dragons. So we're just gonna, just like that, bada bing, bada boom. So yeah, that's it. That's it with this guy. Thanks for joining me, Lincoln. And we're gonna move on to our next animal of the day. Okay guys, so this is my next animal, and I don't know about this one. I mean, I don't really think it's too safe for me to handle. This animal is really, I'm kind of nervous, to be honest. I don't really hold this animal a lot. He's really dangerous, and this should really be held by a professional. So I don't know. I'm gonna go get him, but we'll see. I might not have a finger after this. All right, guys, are you ready for this one? All right. This is my son. This is Biscuit. I love him so much. Here, sit. He's not dangerous. He's just really annoying sometimes. Biscuit is 13 years old. He is a mixed breed. He's a Lhasa Poo, which a lot of people have never heard of before. He's a half Lhasa Apso, half Poodle, which means that he is hypoallergenic. Hyperallergenic means that an animal does not shed. So he's really good to have if you have allergies or something above that. You know, if you can't have a cat or like a dog that sheds, hypoallergenic animals are really good for you. Biscuit here is Lhasa Apso Poodle. So since there's not too many facts about a Lhasa Poo, I'll just tell you a little bit about each breed. The Lhasa Apso actually originated in Tibet, China. They are worshipped by the monks, and they are known to be really of high importance to the monk community. And they were brought to the United States by the Dalai Lama. They've been around for centuries and centuries, this dog breed. And the Poodle is another very famous breed of dog. What a lot of people do with dogs is that they breed them with poodles to make them hypoallergenic. There's, you know, Shih Poos, Maltese Poos, Yorkie Poos, a lot of poos. So we can conclude that he is not too uncommon, and he's just your household canine. And the only thing is that with the Lhasa Apso, they are very territorial. Now this makes them susceptible to a lot of barking. Biscuit barks all the time at anyone and anything. So if you're considering getting this type of dog, you have to keep that in mind. But he's overall a really good boy, and he's my favorite pet because I literally love him, right? So that is that, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. I also want to give a big thanks to one of my favorite YouTubers ever. His name is Coyote Peterson. He has a channel called Brave Wilderness, and I absolutely love that channel so much, so make sure you go check him out. I also want to thank Steve Irwin, because I grew up watching Steve Irwin. He was my childhood hero, and I still follow the Irwins. I'm obsessed with everything that they do, and I think that animal conservation is very important. It's important to give animals loving homes, and if you're not one to be able to take care of an animal, there's always someone who's able to take care of an animal. It's just very important to get the word out there and give animals great homes and just really take care of our environment, because without animals, there's no ecosystem and there's no life, essentially. So, do you have anything else to say? I think that means he either wants to pee or wants a treat. And he's really bored with what I'm saying. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for joining me, Bisc.